3 seconds. That is exactly how much time your product has to win over other products on the shelf. The moment a shopper's gaze hits an overcrowded shelf, a lightning-fast process triggers in their brain. It has to process dozens of visual stimuli all at once. In a fraction of a second, the consumer's subconscious mind runs through 3 questions. What is this? Can I recognize it immediately? And most importantly, can I trust it? The truth is that we rarely shop purely logically. Packaging is not just a pretty wrapper. It is the most important communication tool at the point of purchase. Its task is not simply to look aesthetically pleasing, but to facilitate the consumer's decision-making process. How the brain filters information. To understand how this works, we need to turn to modern science. Recent neuromarketing studies based on eye-tracking technology reveal something remarkably interesting. When faced with too much choice, our brain switches into an energy-saving mode. Research on visual symmetry and packaging hierarchy proves that a balanced, clean design reduces cognitive load. The less effort a consumer expends to decode the packaging, the faster they subconsciously associate the product itself with quality and safety. In psychology, this is known as processing fluency. Our brain automatically links ease of understanding with authenticity and safety. If the package design is overly complex or chaotic, the consumers will simply move past it. The psychological filter is particularly strong for products carrying specific benefits, such as dietary foods, sugar-free or gluten-free options. The consumer needs to grasp this benefit literally in an instant. Scientific studies published in prestigious journals such as Nature and platforms like Design Analytics confirm that in such specialized food categories, prominent visual highlighting of functional benefits on the packaging is the primary driver that converts browsing into an actual purchase. When we at Modern World Studio took on the new series of sugar-free ice creams for the Izida brand, we were acutely aware of these exact mechanisms. Izida is an iconic name and the largest independent ice cream manufacturer in Bulgaria. The challenge before us was exciting. How can an established mainstream brand enter the specific, narrower, 0% sugar niche without losing its broad audience while simultaneously attracting people looking for a healthier alternative? To tell the story on the shelf, we opted for a clean composition and a clear visual hierarchy. The bold 0% sugar lettering became the focal point that instantly draws the eye, while a delicate light blue hue served as a subconscious signal. Food sector research shows that blue tones are intuitively associated with lightness, clean ingredients, and dietary qualities. Immediately after this initial visual impulse, the consumer's gaze smoothly and naturally flows to an appetizing image of the ice cream itself, stimulating the desire to buy. This seamless visual story yielded incredible results. The client shared that this line became one of their most successful new product launches on the market. Brands often feel the need for change only after sales start to drop. In reality, however, the signs that it's time for a redesign appear much earlier, such as when a product begins to get lost among dynamic competitors on the shelf, when its visual appearance no longer matches the high quality of its contents, or when the portfolio expands and requires a unified, effective system. This is where a key psychological principle enters the picture, known as Hicks' Law. It states that the more options and information you offer a person at once, the longer it takes them to reach a decision. On the retail shelf, this means only one thing. If you force people to think too hard, they will simply buy something else. That is why good design relies on a precisely structured visual hierarchy. It acts as an invisible navigator that simplifies choice by guiding the eye directly to the most vital advantage of the given product. An example of such navigation from our practice is the Waldsdorf gourmet sauce range. There, our main objective was to ensure immediate orientation. We placed the logo in the most visible top zone for instant brand recognition. Instead of forcing the consumer to read fine print to figure out the flavor, we created a strict color-coded system. Each sauce has its own distinct color scheme and an appetizing food zone showcasing how the product is actually served. We applied the same approach to the redesign of Radicom's dry pancake mixes. The old packaging failed to convey the sensation of a delicious final result. We rearranged the hierarchy of elements so that the gaze moves along a natural visual path, from the brand through the name, straight to the delicious warm pancakes in the foreground. The packaging stopped being just a box of information and turned into a powerful visual and appetizing incentive. Both projects are excellent examples of the so-called visual superiority effect. Our cognitive system is hardwired to process and recall images and colors thousands of times faster than written text. By correctly arranging images and colors, we help the buyer understand the product intuitively before they have even read the words on the package. The most challenging task in design, however, is redesigning a brand that has been on the market for decades and commands a loyal audience. Psychological research confirms that consumers harbor a subconscious preference for things that are already familiar to them. If the packaging of a beloved product changes too drastically, you risk severing that emotional bond, leaving regular buyers feeling lost. That is why a good redesign is almost always an evolution and not a revolution, modernizing the brand without stripping away its identity. That is precisely what we did for Pelle's brand, Familia, a brand dominating the Bulgarian market for filo pastry and baked goods. The company wanted a contemporary look, but without sacrificing the trust and recognition built over the years. First, we analyzed the brand's most distinctive features. Without a doubt, that was the signature red color of the packaging, the first thing the eye searches for on the shelf. We retained it, slightly enhancing the color saturation. Next, we began a precise refinement of the details. We reworked the logo, removing the outdated rounded contours and drop shadows typical of early 2000s graphic design, and replacing them with a clean, modern calligraphic font. We also updated the house symbol, drawing inspiration from traditional Bulgarian architecture, but with a far cleaner and more balanced silhouette. We shot and retouched entirely new professional photography of the Banitsa, giving it a clear shape, golden color, and appetizing appearance. And the most crucial detail, the iconic grandma figure. Instead of removing her, we redrew her in a softer, modern, illustrative style. We even adjusted the direction of her gaze. On the old packaging, she was looking off to the side, whereas now she is turned inward toward the Banitsa itself. This was not a random choice. It is a psychological technique that naturally directs the consumer's gaze to the heart of the product. In addition to familiarity, design frequently leverages the so-called halo effect. Here, a strong pre-established positive association subconsciously transfers to the entire product. This was the approach we took when building the new identity for Borchfox mascarpone. The product is of excellent quality, but the old packaging failed to evoke associations with iconic Italian mascarpone. And Italian foods are globally associated with premium taste and culinary tradition. To make the psychological transition smooth, we didn't overhaul the design radically. Instead, we refined it at the level of detail and premium appeal. We intensified the signature black background, adding subtle textures reminiscent of Italian artisanal products. We replaced the old faded image with an exquisitely detailed, creamy tiramisu that practically compels you to taste it. With these changes, the product now stands out boldly on the shelf. Our packaging looks richer and more premium than some important Italian alternatives. New trends in behavioral economics and consumer behavior highlight a key fact. Today's buyers seek a sensory experience and emotional transfer through the products they choose. This mechanism is called sensation transference. Our subconscious works in a fascinating way. The emotion, purity, or high quality that packaging conveys visually is directly mapped by our brain into our perception of the product's actual taste and properties inside. This emotional spark was central to the redesign of low-alcohol bottled cocktails named La Vida. Rather than attempting revolutionary changes, we executed a precise evolution on par with modern trends. We crafted entirely new typography, altering the letter sizes so they followed the curvature of the bottle. This created a sense of three-dimensionality, volume, and movement. Crucially, we replaced the standard ordinary fruit images with stylized, hand-drawn illustrations. They look far more artistic, fresh, and convey the party mood a cocktail drink ought to evoke. The new design preserved the brand's identity while restoring a sense of energy. In short, we turned the bottle from a product easy to miss on the shelf into something where you can almost hear Living La Vida Loca playing in the background. Ultimately, successful design is not merely a contest of aesthetics and beauty. It is a strategic tool grounded in an understanding of human psychology. It cuts through visual clutter, eases choices, and builds trust in under 3 seconds. Because beautiful design catches the eye, but the right design sells.